So bam, let's fast forward a little bit. What happened? That's a big question.
What you mean?
What happened with the deal? What happened with 22K? 22K was the label deal.
I'm gonna tell you what I honestly think happened, and I'm gonna say this too because a lot of y'all got to be careful with the situations that y'all get yourselves into. You know,
Let's talk about it.
Coming out of the streets, let's just call it what it was. Niggas was in the streets at that time. Coming out of the streets at that time, heavily. And
Trilla was.
Yeah, Trilla was. Trilla was getting himself into some trouble, and I had never really been out of that situation. I had lived a decade of malarkey and running around, and you know I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared for it, and we did a lot of great work. But I'm gonna tell you what I think happened. There was a situation where I'm gonna say some investigators or some police came around, and you know. I think that shit kind of scared the energy away. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of speculation as to they was asking where the cars was coming from, whose private jet it was, and I think at that time it just made sense to do my own thing and to let other people be. You know what I mean? I don't want anybody else in any crazy situations, but I think the ruffling of the feathers sort of slowed things down a little bit. And I'm saying that because when you come out of the streets and then you're working with corporate people, you're all in two totally different times.
Absolutely.
I hadn't had a real job. I didn't have a real job for almost 4 or 5 years prior to that. And then just now recently get my own career. You know what I mean? I was traveling around, did 36 states, lived in Denver for a little bit, you know, and it was also time for me to find myself as a man. And if you don't know who you are as a man, nothing else is going to make sense. And so I had to take my time. I had to get out there. I had to travel the United States, and that's where it really came from. Once that happened, and I really didn't know because I really wasn't in the streets for anybody to be investigating me, man. I wasn't in there like that. But like I said, it was time for me to see the United States of America.
That's a nice version, dog.
I'm gonna keep it like that.
I got my own take, dog.
Okay.
I got my own take.
Everybody got their own take.
Okay. And
you was firsthand with it too. But like I said,
long story short, I'm not gonna go into major detail, but I just believe that we're music people, and the investors, and shout out to them. They didn't know, you know what I'm saying? They are not in music, and I think that they had a picture in their head of what it was gonna be like. I remember after we shot the videos and they wanted to release the project. I hit you. I said, dog, do not let them release that project.
Remember that?
I said, you cannot. Because they wanted to release like a month later.
You said it 100 times. 2 weeks later.
And again, they didn't know. So shout out to them. And it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? But I said, don't let them release that project because we haven't done enough promo. And I don't want them to release the project and then, you know, get any type of, you know, defeated feelings or feel discouraged in any way. So I believe that's a major part of what happened. And it's a lot of money to get into this business. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a major thing.
Listen, and you know what? Since you want to tell it that way as well, we're going to say this. The amount of money I asked for, I didn't know what I was doing, dog.
Well, no, we got to talk about that.
Listen, the amount of money
it's
I
not that
asked for,
easy. It's not that easy.
It's not. And the thing is it's like I said, the amount of money I asked for, I knew that I could do something in the streets with it. Indeed. You know what I mean? Like I could do something in the streets as far as the street buzz is concerned. But then once I got into the industry, once we started fucking with Trapaholics, once we got that, and once we started doing all this other stuff, then you come to realize it's going to cost about $250,000 to break an artist, if not more.
Yeah, and that's minimum. That's just for radio.
What?
See now y'all seen Coach K? He just came out with a clip at a conference. He said it takes $200,000 to get radio. We knew this 3 years ago. Yeah. This is what happened. 6 months into the situation, you know, the investor told us go out there, find out what happened, find out what we need to take off. So you can have all the budget in the world, but if you don't know where to go and what to do, then the money is useless. So when he told us to go, we went.
Did we ever?
We went to several places. We contacted Master P.
Remember No Limit?
Okay. We contacted different people.
No Limit wanted a minimum of $250 to break Trilla Trillz.
How much for the meeting?
The meeting was, I think, 50,000.
50,000 just for a meeting.
Just for a meeting.
We went to 95.5. We talked to some people down there.
We went to Akon.
We did the conference call with Akon.
Bro.
Okay. He told us to go find out what we need to do. It was our job to figure out how to break into this industry that right now is crazy. Even the executives at the big corporations don't know what the fuck to do.
Nah.
Okay. Everybody's a rapper. Yeah. The labels are gone. Streaming is in. CDs and tapes are out. So we are trying to navigate in this jungle.
Okay, and mind you, let me pause real quick and interject, y'all. He just said something so pivotal. CDs and tapes are out. Streaming is in. When we came out, when we dropped, this was right when Apple Music started.
Exactly.
This was right when everything transferred over from album sales into streams, y'all.
That's a fact.
Hold on. We got the short end of the stick on this. And I'm going to say this to you because I'm getting goosebumps once again. Bro, we got the short end of the stick because when we released, everything, the formats were switching to this stream. I remember the album wasn't for sale no more. It was just a download as long as you had Apple Music. And I was like, how are we getting paid for this?
Indeed. Yep.
So we go from making $20 an album, Apple gets their cut, you make 15, to now you're getting half a penny per listen. It's not fair. It wasn't fair. Nah. You feel me? However, we digress. We here now. You know what I mean?
We here, man.
Yeah.
I wanted to wrap everything as far as 22K, as far as Needle Fetish. I wanted to wrap it up in this segment, man.
Yeah. Big shout out to 22K, man.
Big
I got
shout out,
that tatted on me too, man. Like that was an important moment in my life. A learning lesson, an experience, full of wisdom, full of great people. Nothing wrong with 22K. 22K is forever in me. You know what I mean? Top Flight is forever in me. Embedded forever, man. Big shout out to y'all, especially JR. I seen JR the other morning too, man.
I swear, the office right by my house, man.
Yeah,
I see him all the time, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, big shout out to y'all, man. Again, you know, we always forever grateful, man. We
forever.
Appreciate you. So let me see. Okay, so bam. 6 months in, we had a meeting.
Remember that?
I want y'all to understand, me and Trilla running around trying to figure out how to build this foundation. How do we take this and build and manifest what we already got going on? And on this quest, we found out a lot of different information. We had a meeting with the big man, with the investor, and we simply just said it was time to cut to the chase. It was time to stop bullshitting. It was time to stop penny pinching. Yeah. Hey, bro, we need $100,000.
Bro, push that button, man. EFT.
It's real. Hey, yo, and that was the nice version. Yeah. That was a nice price.
EFT okay. Transfer, please.
That was nice. That was the short version. We needed 300,000, but
yeah, we would make it happen with 100.
And I'm just telling you where our head was at, where we was at with it. And the thing is, you know, my man was willing to do it, but he needed a guarantee on his return on his investment. Yeah, which is absolutely understandable.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and you know, and a lot of these guys' stories, and if this is something y'all need to understand too, a lot of these guys that y'all think are overnight successes because y'all just heard them are really not overnight successes. A lot of these people are industry plants, man. A lot of these people who, you know, they got that funding up to get to where they needed to be, and to figured out the cheat code. There's a cheat code. There is to everything in life, and I'm gonna say this to you. I want y'all to be careful when y'all do this. Stop thinking everything's going to be overnight, because even the writer who came to my New York session when we contacted BMI and we had our meeting with BMI over the phone and everything, his story was 8 years in the making, and we hadn't even heard of him, but he had been writing for all these people in the industry. You feel me? He had been working in the industry for 8 years.
And that was another pivotal moment, because I remember when that came out, I think the investor took that into account as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that kind of was like, yeah, man. Yeah. So if you want to go on a fast track, you got to put the bread up. You know what I'm saying? And it's a marathon, as Nipsey, you know, marathon continues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we forgot to talk about the mayor. The mayor was mentioned in Needle Fetish, and we got a whole lot of backlash from that. A whole lot of fuckery came about from mentioning the mayor. We ain't going to say his name.
Flagged my Facebook account, man.
I think they still mad.
Oh, man.
I think they're still upset.
So I seen him at election time.
Uh-huh.
He didn't really have too many words for Trilla.
I'm sure.
I'm
sure. What were you saying? What did you mean by that? What do you mean by that Maryland?
What did I say exactly?
Damn.
So they're getting grants to bring the dead back from the living. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to talk about
it? And that's a fact. That's a true story.
About it? The city gets grants for all these people. You're giving free Narcan out here.
I heard he got 90,000.
Okay. Where's my 90,000 for my diabetes? My insulin, dog. That's where this came from.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot of people getting unfair medical treatment, but a lot of people who are taking advantage of the system that they can come right back. And mind you, in this moment, I'm not really I'm really just delivering the content and the info. You feel me? Of how I feel.
Absolutely. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, we in America, it's a freedom of speech. I
spoke on a police officer in that song.
What'd you say about him, dog? You ain't gotta say his name.
I just asked how that Escalade was making the city better.
How you gonna talk about his personal?
Bruh, because what I'm saying is being as it is, I'm somebody who's in touch with finances. Yeah. I know what it takes to get those things.
Right.
And I shouldn't. And you know, we talked about this once before. It was like when a big brother grabs you and is just trying to make you hunker down. I was just trying to open people's eyes.
Big shout out to him too, man.
Yeah,
he was a good dude.
And he
was a good sport. He didn't take it. He wasn't mad.
I seen him not too long ago, and he asked me why I'm still here and why I haven't been to Hollywood yet. You know what I mean? And that's a good dude. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
And you know, there's a lot of ins and outs to this whole story, y'all. And we're gonna have to touch on it more on another time. But I'm gonna tell y'all, everything that I said with a genuine heart and out of concern for our city. You know what I mean? And I wanted to know where the funds had went. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
You riding around a brand new Mercedes. You riding around town. You got vanity plates. You know what I mean? You proud to be the mayor. Be proud of this city enough to come down here and meet me and talk to me.
Did he have a Mercedes?
He still does. I just seen it parked down here just the other day. Same tag, same vanity plates.
I had no idea.
Bro, so like in my heart, you want to hear, I have ideas on how we can fix things and how we can spread hope through the city. Would you like to listen to me? Never took my meeting, never took my cause. You know what I mean?
Was this after the song came out?
This was after, of course, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Of course,
I don't blame him. But what I'm saying is, it's like even in after the fact,
right?
He actually decided he wanted to sit down and meet with me during election time. You feel me? So like for me, like I was just looking at stuff as, are you doing it for the people or are you doing it for yourself?
Well, see, my take is I don't blame the mayor. I believe the mayor did everything he could. Yeah. I believe that the way the structure is set up, as far as a whole, people don't understand the epidemic. The epidemic had hit so hard at that point in time. It was right at the brink of the epidemic. I don't think the structure. Number one, I personally believe that it's a lot of money in this epidemic, and number two, they don't understand it. They don't understand what an addict needs.
And I'm going to tell you something, too. You're right about that. It was at the height of it. And I'm going to tell you something. I actually wrote in a line in a song I say, I just seen a nigga die inside a Save a Lot.
Okay.
I'm friends with that person to this day.
Okay.
Like now, I just realized who that person was. I saw them share their story.
Right.
And they even talked about in Save a Lot. You feel me? And I'm like, I sent him a message. I was like, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to name who it is, but I'm like, sent a message. I was like, yo, do you realize, have you listened to my song in detail? And they were like, we put it all together, man. And I just want to tell you that person is alive and well. They're doing great. They're doing phenomenal.
Dope.
They're awesome. And like I said, this was at the height of all that. So fast forward 3 years later to see that person thriving. Come on, y'all.
That's excellent.
Come on, y'all.
That's awesome.
Come on, y'all. So what I want to say to you is,
my fault, go ahead.
No, I just want to say everything comes full circle. You look at it in one perspective, and then you get to see more of it in the long run and see what it actually comes down to. You know what I mean? And it's not always death, and I want y'all to understand that.
Right.
And everybody doesn't die from this epidemic. Some people do recover.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, look, somebody, the reason why we still even talking about this. People still talk about this song, this video. Somebody just said something about this song just an hour ago. Yeah. I'm outside eating at the Manhattan Social. Somebody came up to me and said that they commented on the video and they said that it won't bring tourists here. So that was one take. People were mad that it shined a dark cloud on the city. And what I have to say to that is, I believe it made a lot of people look in the mirror. I believe the song was so powerful, it made a lot of people who were struggling with addiction look in the mirror and say, damn, this is me.
Yep.
This is me right here.
Yep.
So now it's coming in music form,
Is it ever?
and people are playing it, and they hearing it, and I think they, as an addict, they might feel self-conscious when they hear like, damn, that's me. And I know personally people that have cleaned their life up and have attributed some credit to that song. You know what I'm saying? So all the naysayers, anybody that says, hey, you know, it's casting a bad light on the city, you gotta understand this is real life. Is the news casting a bad light on the city?
See, a lot of people told me like the video triggered them, but it wasn't all bad triggers.
Right.
And we know about triggers and addiction.
Indeed.
But it wasn't all bad triggers. It triggered a lot of people to want to prompt a change here. You know what I mean? That record's still getting spins today.
Absolutely.
We just shared the video the other day. It got picked up another 3,000 views. You know what I mean?
Hey man, go on YouTube right now. Check out Trilla Trillz Needle Fetish.
Absolutely.
It's on my page. It's on my videography page on YouTube. It's Mr. Top Flight Films. Go like, man. Go leave a comment if you want another episode. We probably gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, we gotta do
this
a
was
part
our
two.
first joint. We just decided to do this yesterday. So pardon me, man, if if everything wasn't smooth or whatever, but we gonna probably do this again.
We gotta give them a part two because it's just so
We got
much
to. We got to give them a part
content.
2,
We
3.
We only on the first 90 days right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got a whole lot more to talk about. We got a lot more things to address.
More White Claw hard seltzer to drink. Opens you up
Absolutely.
a little bit, you know what I mean?
Indeed.
Red Bull and hard seltzer for me.
Go check out the YouTube page. Go like, subscribe. Leave a comment, share with your friends, man.
Hey, Instagram, Mr.TopFlight too, man. Make sure
Hey,
you follow my
Instagram.
mans, please.
Stop right now. Go follow Trilla Trillz on Instagram. Follow Mr. Top Flight on Instagram.
Absolutely.
We on Facebook, MarylandHipHop.com.
Oh, don't forget about that.
Go rock with that.
Plug.
And we gonna see where this go, man. And big shout out to everybody that tuned in. Any questions or anything, leave it in the comment box.
Absolutely.
And we gonna be right back at you. Hey, Trilla, man, it was a pleasure. We about to do this. We about to do this again. So I appreciate
Let's rock,
you,
man. I
appreciate you
man.
coming
hey, thank
out.
you for having me on tonight, man.
Absolutely,
I appreciate you,
absolutely. Hey, see, the thing is, I want Trilla to come back, and he's gonna be a permanent fixture in this thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a team thing.
Yeah.
I can't do this by myself, man.
gonna
But I
work
wanted
this
to
out.
bring him on. I wanted to bring him on as a guest first, so we can address these things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we definitely going to finish up these segments, and we going to take it somewhere else, man. So
Please.
big shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah, stay locked in, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for tuning in.
All right, peace.